Hey everybody, and my name is Kate Schroeder. For those of you who don't know me, I am the CEO and owner of The Right Type Coaching, which is a high performance based coaching practice that is all about helping business owners, leaders, entrepreneurs really maximize their teams and work environments so that they can affect the bottom line and accelerate productivity and get the results they're looking for. Now more than ever in this COVID-19 pandemic era, it is essential that businesses really begin to think the way they do business, rethink those practices, right? Before COVID hit, a lot of businesses were offering more flexibility, more remote work kinds of setups for their employees, but not all and not many. It was still kind of a new sort of perk that some businesses were offering, not necessarily even as a hiring benefit, but as employees would get settled into their jobs and then come back, and boss owners were willing to consider that. But what I have found so absolutely fascinating, and the number one reason why I've put together this virtual 2 week summit, is because, like it or not, remote work is the wave of the future, especially now. And I came across this really incredible article, gosh, I guess 2 days ago now, that really kind of laid out some data and some statistics about how this remote work and flexibility and the workforce has really begun to impact people. So many of us are programmed, and rightfully so, to be working in that physical office space and, commuting to work each day, working to find childcare and all of that kind of thing. But, when this pandemic hit and everybody had to shift, everybody, businesses, workers, employees, had to shift to that remote work. It really was a huge paradigm change. And as businesses are beginning to return to the physical office space, as these social distancing expectations are loosening, um, what they're finding is that not everybody wants to return to the old way, the old normal, right? Lots of businesses, and these are the ones that are going to really survive and thrive this era. They are rethinking, they're reimagining a workplace where being flexible enough to let their employees work remotely at least some of the time is key. And, so this whole research was done, and I'll put the link down here below as well, was done about that. Do workers really, programmed to work inside those building walls, really want to make remote work part of their daily reality? And what this data has found was that, yes, in fact, they want to. From the Analytic Global Work from Home Experience Survey, one of the largest surveys that's been put out around COVID-19, but some of the results reveal, and this is, backs up what I've been saying for a very, very long time, is that people want to be able to be more flexible in the way they do work. So, lots and lots of different statistics. I won't give you all the numbers and things here, but suffice to say that many workers, beyond just COVID-19 reasons, they want to continue to work from home at least weekly. And this is true even when this pandemic is over and, things are able to we can move more freely around the world. I mean, this survey really found that, 3/4 of employees want to work from home at least once a week. Close to 20% don't even want to come back at all. Um, Only 6%, that's a very small number, say that they do not want to continue working from home. But, again, 3/4 of the respondents, they are saying that they feel very productive. They get more time back from unwanted interruptions. They feel more satisfied. Their well-being has improved. And so about 2.5 days a week, people would say would be ideal to work from home for those people who do want the office space. But for those people who are so much more vested in and appreciate the autonomy, they like it. And this is how business is. Smart business owners, successful business owners, entrepreneurs, they know that in order to survive and stay relevant, especially during times of crisis, they have to be nimble. They have to be willing to shift and adapt. And, people have been talking about this for a very, very long time. But, when we can do that, when you think about talent acquisition and recruitment and maintaining and holding on to employees, beyond COVID-19 things, our workforce is changing. Compressed work weeks, the gig economy, now out of necessary survival things, there has to be a pivot to the remote work setting. And what's interesting is that a lot of industry leaders are saying that in order to be able to increase longevity in terms of your workforce, um, with a younger, more flexible talent pool, you're going to have to be willing to offer more perks beyond just salary and health benefits, flexibility, autonomy, work from home. All of these things are so key. And what's fascinating to me is that there still are holdouts out there who are unwilling to adapt to the lifestyle demands of this younger workforce. And what they're finding is that the companies that aren't willing to do that, to flex, that they're losing really, really good talent to companies that offer more flexible options like remote work and shifting hours and that. And this has become the new normal. Employers are being forced to adapt. And for many workers, you know, it can be challenging as business owners because this isn't the way it's been done. And, it requires a real shift to change and pivot to a different kind of approach. But, that struggle starts inside here because data is showing, statistics are showing. Further research from this study shows that over half, close to 60% of the US workforce has a job that's compatible or at least partially compatible, right? So some aspects of it can be done from remote places. So, data is proving that it's here, remote work is here, it needs to stay, and that the businesses who are able to understand this and flex and adapt and offer their employees more flexible remote work options are going to really be the ones that thrive and survive. Being able to offer those kinds of perks, it increases your productivity. So again, we think about younger demographics and just people in general who are looking for more long-term work situations. They're going to be more able and likely to stick and stay with companies where when there's flexibility about where and when they work, right? No matter where they go, what's going on in their life, they can still get their job done. And this increases job satisfaction. We know that there was a recent study done by Staples that said almost 90% of people said they have more flexible work arrangements. It would boost their morale and increase their job satisfaction, which are incredibly important components for recruiting employees, top talent, and keeping them. Also, some of the data that came out of these studies showed that healthier employees, they feel healthier. They being able to kind of pick and choose when and how they work, that it creates a higher level of health for them. And we know that research shows employees who feel healthier that they lead to more engaged and productivity in the workspace. And here's the flip side for you as a business owner. Companies tend to pay less than in health coverage for healthier employees. I mean, that's pretty simple math right there, right? So customer retention, 2/3 of the respondents in these surveys said that they would consider leaving their jobs if work arrangements became too fixed. And again, because of the competitive features in the hiring markets now, these studies are showing that the majority of workers, close to 80% of people looking for jobs, now are saying that flexible work is a top perk when they're evaluating their job opportunities, almost more so than salaries. And of course, we know that happier, healthier, more engaged employees create greater levels of productivity. I mean, there have been decades and decades of studies that show that people are happier and healthier and more productive when they feel autonomous. So the more autonomy someone feels, the more likely they are to be engaged. And this all has a huge and profound impact on the bottom line. So, all of that to say, remote work is here to stay. And it's up to you as a business owner to find a way to be more adaptable and flexible in the ways that you do business. And if you're finding that difficult or hard to imagine how that could work for you, That's what I do in my high performance based coaching practice, is work with small business owners, entrepreneurs, and leaders to do just that. Dig into who they are and how they work, and find ways to bring more flexibility and autonomy and engaging business relationships into their efforts. So, think about it. It's time to change the way we do business. And sometimes we need a lot of support to help us do that, especially when getting out of our box isn't the most comfortable thing to do. So, I hope I've given you some food for thought today. As always, I love to hear your comments, so drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. I'll also post some links to some different studies that are just finding really fascinating results right now around remote work and business leadership. Thanks for watching today. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, bye for now.